We're joined by the head of services for GEPA in charge of services, manufactures, and petrochemicals. Would you please welcome our own brother and friend, Banda AZ Khalifa.
Hello, venerable chiefs, CEOs, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to make a short presentation on export opportunities in the Zongos. I think it's relevant that this topic is treated very well because exports are very critical to the economy of Ghana. It determines to a larger extent the health of the economy. We know what it does to our city. The strength of our city is largely dependent upon exports. So without export, you would realize probably the city would be trading about 30 to the dollar. And there are numerous opportunities that we can take advantage of. And it is imperative that we bring these opportunities to you for you to understand and to venture into export. Now, Ghana Export Promotion Authority is a national trade support institution mandated or cloaked with the authority to develop and promote non-traditional exports. And non-traditional exports here, we are referring to products apart from raw beans, cocoa beans, gold, diamond, and timber. All the other products, the wache we talked about, the chinchinga we do, the maize, the sorghum, they are all what we call non-traditional exports. Let's move so that we can. And we do this by using various routes. We have offices in all parts of the country, about 8 offices across Ghana, and we work closely with trade attaches across the world, from Nigeria to Beijing to Washington, D.C., to ensure that we deliver products of Ghanaian origin to the international market. And we work with a lot of stakeholders in the export ecosystem. We work with government agencies, parastatals, as well as private institutions. So we don't mind working with MIG. That can be talked about later. We can collaborate with them to accelerate this process. So we work with all these organizations, Free Zones Authority, banks, EXIM, and other private institutions. Now, specifically, I would touch on some of the programs that we offer to the exporter communities. Now, there's a flagship project we call Youth in Export. Youth in Export. This is one of the best programs that we can take advantage of. What we do is to pick graduates from the universities, attach them to mentors, and then provide them with the necessary skills. And then when they finish, we set them up to become exporters. It has various implications. One is to provide jobs for them to become entrepreneurs, to become exporters. Okay? And 2 is to provide jobs. And our cardinal objective, one of them, is to ensure that the exporter community is broad. Because as people grow, the exporters grow, the seasoned ones are fading out. You need the youth to come in. And last year, we started with just 20 graduates in agribusiness, mostly fruit and vegetables specifically. And this year, we are doing about 100 people across the country. And as I speak, they are with their mentors being trained in basket weaving, in leather tanning, in agribusiness, and a host of other employable skills. When they finish, we set them up to become exporters. And there are a couple of programs specifically for women. There was a question for women. We're doing women icons. We're doing she trade, okay? And we also provide some specific projects targeted at information delivery. And we're doing interventions. So all these projects are geared towards export drive. Is to encourage our people in the Zongos to, first and foremost, take advantage of these processes, these facilities that are available. They are basically free. And most government institutions have these programs that are free. Other programs that are free, you need to take advantage of them. And there was a comment by one of the speakers, our venerable Naya Andani, that you need to formalize your enterprise. You can't work in a government institution, a government setup, in the export ecosystem if you don't register. You need to formalize your enterprise. You need to register with the Registrar General. It could be an enterprise, it could be a company, it could also be a partnership. Just form a partnership with somebody. Register, okay? The sesame seeds you're selling by the street, register with somebody and team up. And come and register. That is the path to export, okay? Next slide. Okay, so with export promotion, our work is predicated or is hinged upon a strategy that is driving export, okay? And this strategy is based on what we call 3 cardinal pillars. 3 cardinal pillars of supply-based expansion. Now, the supply-based expansion, we are looking at how do we expand export. There are numerous or many exportable products, more than 400 of them that we support. More than 400 exportable offers that we have. But you can't export what you don't have. So we encourage everybody to go into export. But what do? When you get in, we provide you with the support by providing you with what we call some input. As I speak, we have supplied more than 25 million pineapple seedlings for free to expand the pineapple base. We have done in many other projects, in cashew, in yams, and other projects. Similarly, you can't promote export if the regulation in your ecosystem is convoluted, is jammed. You need to streamline it to ensure that you have a very robust export environment. And we also provide export training. There is export school we organize regionally to build your capacity. We call it export school. Just come and learn the basics of export. It's highly subsidized for you to come and learn the basics of export. And when you come, you would really appreciate what we do. And based on consensus, about 120 organizations, there are about 17 priority value chains that we're promoting. We call them priority value chains. And that is what you see, here. We call it priority wheel, where we have 17 products that we are focusing. It cuts across all the projects that we're talking about. Next. Let me just rush. Okay, so let me go down specifically to some of the products that we can look at as people from the Zongos. Okay? Now, we're looking at cassava and other derivatives, including yams, okay? I would add tubers to it. So generally the tubers. Now, we all know cassava. But how do we know the benefits of cassava? We don't only use it to cook fufu or turn it into high-quality powder to do tozafino. Now, we can apart from that, we can turn it into other derivatives. High-quality cassava flour, starch, gari. Nigeria, for example, is the largest consumer of gari. And the demand is so high, you can go into it, package it into some nice packaging, and export to Nigeria. You make a lot of money. Because export is that is where the money is. Because you sell in dollars, you produce in cedis and sell in dollars. Okay? Now, with cassava, you need just, for example, you need just about 7,000 Ghana cedis to do an hectare of cassava, okay? And it takes about less than a year for you to have, the gestation period is about 7 months to 1 year. And when you put in good agricultural practices, that 1 hectare can give you about 22 to 25 metric tons of cassava. Decide to sell it in the market. 1 ton is about 1,500 cedis. Just do the mathematics and see how much you're earning. Just the market, you're not processing, you're just selling the fresh cassava to the market. Similarly, we have other calculations for other value chains, including pineapple, mango, cashew. You need about $2,500 to do 1 hectare. But remember, cashew, you can benefit from it for more than 20 years. The tree can last for 20 years. You invest this, and then every year, you would earn from it. Next one. Now, similarly, we have coconut. So we have done this for a lot of the derivatives. How much you invest in and how much you get in terms of earnings. Okay? If I pick shea butter, I know we don't grow shea butter. There are plans, to domesticate it. But that is not on a larger scale yet. We are still doing the wild picking. Now, there's huge opportunity, okay, in shea butter. And it has become the substitute for chocolate and other chocolate products. Most of these chocolatiers use shea butter as a base for making chocolate. Similarly, we have natural rubber. We have Asian vegetables. We have done these calculations for you to understand that if you don't have the capital, just team up with somebody, and then you would be able to go into export. Next slide. I have done for honey. We have some figures for honey for you and how much the world is consuming honey. It's about $2.6 billion. Just honey. That is the global market. Shea butter is about $2.94 billion. That is the global demand for shea butter. Okay? And Ghana, our exports of shea butter stand as $118 million. So if you are not participating in this, you're missing out. $118 million. And these are the countries we export to. Netherlands, Malaysia, Belgium, USA. They take our shea butter. So you would see our women producing shea butter. The shea butter ends in high supermarkets in the developed countries. Next slide. The global demand is there. USA is the largest market for shea butter. India is there. France is there. Netherlands. Next one. Coconut oil. The demand is about $1.85 billion. And Ghana is not doing badly at all when it comes to coconut oil. And then cocoa powder. That is our strength. We have a lot of cocoa. The unsweetened one, the bitter one, the global demand is about 2.97 billion as well. And the countries that demand it. So there are a lot of them. We have done these calculations for many of the products. Sesame, name them. So you just need to visit Ghana Export Promotion Authority for us to give you these figures and to further give you the markets that are lucrative for these products, including buyers. You can contact Ghana Export Promotion Authority for these figures. Next one. This is to give you, this is a dashboard. It's to give you a summary of what is happening in the export environment. You realize that Ghana's total merchandise exports is about 15 billion. And our import is about 21.4 billion. It means there's a deficit. We need to work on our exports. Without it, our city will keep depreciating. So we need to double up and export. You would see that even within around you, if you don't want to go to the EU, you can look at ECOWAS. The West African countries is the second largest consumer of products from Ghana. Burkina Faso is one of the biggest markets for us. And we are closer to Burkina Faso. Why don't we take advantage of Burkina Faso? And there are products that are doing well around the world. If you pick these products, for example, where Northern Ghana we are very good at. Okay? Basketwear, mat, height and skins, paintings, beads, traditional musical instruments. These are the top 10 when it comes to what we call industrial art and crafts. And we have provided them other sectors, the top 10 for you to look at. The presentation is there. We will leave it for you to look at all these products. There's more. Next slide. Now, finally, how do you export? Okay, I have said all these things to say, okay, how do I go into export? Point one, like I said, you need to register, you need to formalize, you need to have a legal status, a legal backing, whichever route you use, whether you're using enterprise or limited liability, that is your choice, okay? Now, when you finish, you register with GEPA because there are a lot of benefits. We're taking small-scale producers to many countries, from Nigeria to New York to London. As I speak, some SMEs are in London right now exhibiting. So you need to formalize and come and then get all the benefits, including all the benefits that I spoke about, the space, the exhibition space, and all that. You get it for free. So you need to formalize and then join and be able to benefit from all the services that I spoke to you about. You can, when you have a product, I saw somebody last week, I was doing a presentation downstairs here. Somebody came with a product called Kilishi. You know Kilishi? It's a chinchinga. It's well backed, okay? It's processed, well packaged, and exported to the USA. And the product was so nice, he came to register with us, and that is how you move. You need to add value. You can't just stay and be doing the normal chinchinga. No. You need to add value, and then you will be able to export. And you would get certification from Food and Drugs Authority. He has all these, from Ghana Standards and Food and Drugs Authority. So you need to go through the loop. When you go through the loop, it is not difficult to export because exports don't attract any tax. Exports are tax-free because we encourage people to export. So basically, I think this should end the presentation. It's very short. We would wait for your questions when the time comes. For the meantime, I think the next slide is just to thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to receive more questions when we have time for questions. Thank you very much.